Welcome back to our mini bike video. Today's goal, we're going to do a governor delete, but with a little bit of spice added to it. Compliments of NR Racing. Here's the deal. Basically, everybody goes on Amazon, they buy a stage 1 intake, they buy the recommended stage 1 exhaust. We did a video on buying the Amazon Stage 1 Kit Jet Kit, which actually worked out really well. I recommend that. I'll post links in the description for everything that we used. But we want to spice some things up. So we're going to come over here to where we have a Rattlesnake cam from NR Racing. Now, if we take a stock cam lobe and we look down on that, you've got a nice pointy pyramid there. We take this Rattlesnake and pull that back. You can see the duration is quite a bit different. Now, it is not quite a Mod 2 cam. It is a little bit taller and a lot more duration, but it's very close to stock. In fact, it's only off by 0.8 of a millimeter in height. That with some 22-pound springs with a stock rod is what we're going to be trying. Now, granted, at this point, I really should just throw the Chinesium Amazon rod that we ordered into this thing, along with the flat top piston that we ordered, but I think we're going to do that build out after this. As far as the governor delete, let's talk about that. I have a video that I posted years ago on my Prime channel, and it talks about the fact that most YouTubers are just trying to sell you parts to get the affiliation. You don't need to do that. All you do is you undo that 10 millimeter, you line this up so it's at top dead center, and you punch the pin down through, and you're going to have to pull the washer out, and you slice the tail off. And then with this at top dead center, you punch that back up through, you put your cotter pin in, and you put that back on, and your stock throttle works perfectly. I do recommend upgrading to these YAMAKATO throttles. I'll have that in the description, but the stock one will work perfectly fine. No extra dumb stuff has to be purchased. As far as removing your governor gear, literally all I do is I take a torch, I light the thing on fire, and then I pull it out in chunks with a long pair of pliers. The oil sensor is 2 8mm bolts, and your governor delete is done. Now, we're going to pop that out. We're going to stuff this pull cord down into the spark plug hole, and we're going to swap some springs and swap a cam. So we've got the piston at about halfway so that we can rotate it and bring that up in order to smash the valves so that they'll stay. And I don't know what is up with Duromax and their cams, but they literally are always basically just glued into there. So you gotta be brutal in order to get them out. But there we go. There's our stock. Set the lobe. And there is our Rattlesnake. Nice difference. We're going to see if we can pop these slide caps off. We have this rotated up and pinched in. We should just be able to push and then go sideways. The stock ones have like nothing for poundage. So if I show you that versus that, we can see the difference. Now the question is, can I manage to do that again, going back on? So you have to push from the sides, offsetting towards the big hole, and not do what I just did. This is all greasy, it is all aggravating, but if it makes vroom vroom noises in the end, it is worth it. So we push down, pull up, and there we go. So now we gotta get the lash cap off of this side. All right, on the not the right tool, let's pull this lash cap off of here. There we go. And see if we can pop that one. Oh, that one I didn't even have to press. That just came right off of there. That's how light that poundage is. Okay, make sure we got the upgraded one. And for me, it's easier to pull back and then go forward when pushing these on. Everybody's going to find their own little whatever. But I'm trying to do this on camera, and please give a thank you to John for doing the filming. There we go. Put the lash cap back on so we don't forget it. Now, I know somebody's going to say you should have just left the rockers on and spun them to the side and then done it and all that. You're right, if these were stock situation. The cam we're putting in is 0.8 millimeter taller on the lobe, which means the rockers are going to have to be retuned. We're going to have John get the pull cord out of here. Right now, it won't come out. It is literally as simple as set your thumb there and push down. And at that point, John should be able to take it out. There we go. Now, our next thing is we got to get our cam lined up. So what we're going to do is come down here, and there's going to be a dot on this thing. This is also the reason why we have the spark plug out, because that way this rotates freely. So let's see, where is the dot? Trying to get you guys focused. There it is. So that's the dot. So we need to rotate that dot so that it is pointing at the center of that. So let's grab this, bring it around. Whoop. Camera just does not like that laser cut dot. There we go. Now, if we look at this, there's going to be a big giant hole. And do not forget to put your lifters in first. So they're going to line up right in here. And there we go. Now we just slide the cam in, making sure those two dots are aligned. Do remember, these teeth are sloped. So you actually have to put it one tooth off so it clicks in when it settles. This is what I'm talking about. The dot is up there. The dot is down here. It looks as if we're off by a tooth, but now if I push this in, they both line up perfectly right where they're supposed to be. That's what I was trying to explain earlier. I hope that clarifies for people. Yeah, she doesn't want to stay idling. I think I'm going to set this a little bit higher. Maybe upgrade the idle jet to the 20 that really ought to be in it in order to make it easier to start. And we'll come back to this. Right now, we're in unknown territory. To my knowledge, this is the first time this has been set up, so we're just monkeying around. One of the things I want to point out is that if you remove the governor gear assembly, you have to put some sort of kickback spring right here, or else it will default to half throttle on this thing. Otherwise than that, we're going to bring you guys back once we get a little more sorted and update you. Here's our number 20 jet that we ordered off NR Racing. I'll make sure to post a link for that. All you do is take the screw out, grab a pair of side cutters, come in from the side, and then lift. And there we go. That'll pop that out. And now we can grab this one and pop it in. Now you got to line it up with the fins going back to back and then press down in really good. There we go. That just sounds beautiful. Time to put the side stuff back on. Okay, we got to go and take this machine out. We got to run hours on it. We got to make 10 plus major hits on it on a actual drag strip with full grip down and everything, and beat on it a bit. It will pull 5,800 RPM with stock flywheel without flinching every single time. I absolutely am amazed. We gained almost 600 RPM without any issue whatsoever. There is a note, and I'm going to be sending this video over to NR Racing, and maybe they'll put their 2 cents in as engine builders down below in the comments section, and I'll pin it if they do. It's got a weird, I don't know, it's got like a garble that happens, like at about 2,600 RPM to about 2,800 RPM. It just doesn't like to sit there. It acts almost like it's having carburetor issues, but yet if you're that 2,000 idle, it's beautiful. And if you are 3,000 and above, it is absolutely screamingly happy. So I'm going to go and send this to them. I contact them on a regular basis in Messenger, and we'll see if maybe they'll kick back a comment or something. Otherwise than that, I love this. I think it's a great little way to upgrade, get the low-end torque. The 60-foot time definitely improved with it. And it's not a break-the-bank upgrade at basically 70 bucks by the time you pay shipping. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that it's actually worth something to do this? I can see this as being perfect for a kid's go-kart build. You want just that little bit more low-end torque, but not enough that the kid's going to throw the rod right through the side of the block. I think if you were to put a limiter on the throttle so that you brought it down to, say, 5,000 RPM, I think the stock rod would probably hold for quite a while without too much issue. But let me know in the comment section. Did I just get lucky that I didn't throw the rod through the side of the block after pushing it all day really hard? Or do you think this is the cam that maxes that stock rod out at the perfect amount? Leave me a comment. Go for it. Have a good day, guys, and bye-bye.